Brian Powell of Iron Far here with Paul Hamilton after a second place finish here at the 2014 Speedgoat 50k. Paul, you're now officially on the radar.
I guess so.
You've had a lot of good runs in this past year. You've won the Rud 50k last year. You won, was it San Juan Solstice this year?
Mm-hmm.
And there's something else this spring.
I was second to Alex Nichols at the Red Hot.
Okay, yeah. You've just been crushing it on sort of these competitive, well-storied races that are kind of a little bit off the map. So
Yeah.
what's it feel like to come sort of with a lot of big names and rip it up?
Yeah, it's kind of surreal. I mean, I was hoping I would reach this point sometime this summer. I feel I have the skill set, and it's just a matter of time. But it's amazing. I'm pretty high right now, relishing the moment, and
nice.
Yeah, really happy to be part of the scene, and meeting so many great people along the way. So it's a lot of fun.
And you kind of immerse yourself with those races, and you just paced Julien Chaurier during his second place Hard Rock. What was that like?
It was amazing. One of the coolest running experiences I've had. First time attending Hard Rock, first time pacing, and running through the night. So my roommate Brendan Trimboli and I split the pacing duties, and we crewed through Telluride and Ouray, and then I paced him from Grass to Cunningham overnight, and it was such a blast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, here you are. What is your athletic background or your endurance sports background? How old are you? Are you early 20s?
Actually, 28.
28.
Yeah, I get it a lot that I look much younger than I am. But as far as my background goes, I ran cross country and track through high school, walked on to the CSU team my freshman year, and then kind of flaked out after that. I didn't do much running for the next 4 or 5 years, and just got into backpacking and started, connecting with the land, and enjoyed moving through the landscape, and just logically got back into running. And
what flipped the switch back to running? When did you pick that back up?
I guess it was maybe I did my first ultra in the fall of 2012. So that summer, I guess, was when I really started to do some longer runs. Nothing, I wasn't training. I was just enjoying running around the mountains, and I did like the 4-pass loop around Aspen. That was a learning experience that summer. Really hadn't tried out any nutrition, and had an epic bonk, and realized it's a bit harder than I thought it would be.
If you're gonna do an epic bonk, you might as well do it in the Maroon Bells.
Yeah.
But you kept it up. I mean, you also won Telluride Mountain Run last year. You hang out with a crowd like Brendan. I know Dakota Jones is a huge fan. I mean, he's one of your friends. But what made you decide to sort of get competitive? Because to be finished second in a race like this, you have to be putting some work in.
Yeah, I mean, I work full time at a grocery store, and I feel like I run full time too. So I don't have much free time for other things, but running I'm super passionate about, and I've done well thus far, and so logically just coming to Speedgoat, where it's much more competitive, made sense to me, and try out how I fared against,
Where do you see yourself going from now? What are the dreams in your head?
I'd love to go travel and do some races overseas. That's really what I'd love to do, and kind of see where running takes me that way. Do some racing in Europe. Or
is there anything this year that if you had a plane ticket right now,
man, it's hard to say, man. I'm not super versed of when the races are in Europe, and what races there are, but just going over to Europe, running in the Dolomites or the Alps, going down to New Zealand, there's so many I haven't traveled outside the US, so it would be a dream.
It's about time for that.
To do that, yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's get back to today, because you were second at Speedgoat. You weren't right up with the lead pack right away.
No. Yeah, I took it out pretty easy.
And you and Alex ended up sort of pairing up and being close, and where other people were, falling back. You and him were close for a while. Did you actually guys get to run together, or?
We did, yeah. We did run together for a while, and it was nice. Like, Alex is such a cool dude, and super friendly. So we descended from, is it Hidden Peak?
Yeah.
Yeah, we descended from Hidden Peak together, about to the turnaround, and that's where he put a gap on me. And I didn't see him again until the ridge line ascending up to Hidden Peak the second time.
Okay.
So I caught him at the very top, and then we ran down maybe a mile together, and he was telling me the altitude had affected him a little bit, and I was able to pull away.
When did you kind of feel like you were good for second?
I never felt good.
No.
Yeah, I knew. I mean, he caught me at the Moab Red Hot with like 4 miles to go, so I know. I mean, he's such a strong runner.
Yeah.
I really wanted second though, so I hammered to the finish and it was able to hold him off.
He said that he was really impressed with your hiking ability. I don't know if that up on the really steep stuff that you could just, it wasn't even close.
Yeah,
from your hiking background, or?
I guess so, but I've been doing a lot of longer, slower, like peak bagging stuff this summer. So I've got pretty solid hiking legs in me right now, and decent strength. But my legs are pretty long too, so I'm able to climb.
What are you, 6'5"?
6'5", but yeah, mostly legs. Like, yeah. I think that has a little bit to do with it.
And you live in Durango, so is there any favorite peak in the Weminuche or San Juans or something that you hit regularly?
I've done Arrow and Vestal twice, and Vestal's pretty amazing, super iconic. It's just a ramp that you can march up, and then there's, depending on where you go, it can be more technical or less technical. But
and do you like that more scrambly stuff, or do you prefer the more runnable?
I like it all, man. Like, I love just being in the mountains. Like, if you're tagging peaks or doing big approaches or just long runs, it's all good. So it's awesome to have to mix it up. And
nice. Well, congrats on your great run here, and keep enjoying the mountains.
I will. Thanks, man.
All right. And a bonus question for you. You're unsponsored, right?
Currently, yeah.
You wouldn't mind being sponsored?
I wouldn't mind. I mean, if it's gonna, take me places and help, not break the bank so much, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're amenable to it.
Yeah.
Guys, you might want to start looking at Paul Hamilton.
Cheers.